chat. This is incredible. Oh my god. Okay. 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 I'm live. I'm live in a hotel room off my phone. This is incredible. This is incredible. I can't share it though, which is unfortunate. Oh, I can share it. We're back. We're back. I left the YouTube app. Okay. Hello. Why am I in bed? I'm not in bed. I'm on a sofa. I'm on a couch, if you will. I'm on a couch. How can I see the chat? Anyway, we're going to be talking about different Spider-Man stuff. Yo, the title? Yes! There's a bunch of different stuff. My nephew just screamed when he saw you. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a hideous face, right? So, we're going to be talking about The Amazing Spider-Man 3. I look like I just woke up. I didn't just wake up. I've had a long day, though. I'm in York, in the United Kingdom, the city of York at the moment. Obviously, it's not where I'm from. But we're going to be talking about The Amazing Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 4, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. So we've got everything we're going to be talking about today. Just wait for a few more people to get in here, and then we will start talking about it. Obviously, it is a Friday, so we're streaming, but it's not a normal stream because obviously I'm not here at home to do the actual stream. So, instead, I thought, why not talk about some news that has happened and talk about some of the things that have been coming out over the last couple of days in the community, and I want to get your guys' thoughts, and maybe we can get a little bit of a discussion going as well. So, first of all, I do look like I just woke up. Is it the hair? It's probably the hair, right? I mean, I've been out in the rain and the wind all day. York, New York? Gonna look for the set of Daredevil porn again? No, I'm not in New York. I'm in York. I'm at Old York, the original York, the OG York. This York existed thousands of years before New York. The OG York, aren't we? Eh? Yeah. So essentially, the amazing. Okay, let's start with Spider-Man 4 actually, because I think this is the most interesting one. Hi, here's Holly. Holly's there. So we're gonna talk about Spider-Man 4 because this is the most interesting one, right? So Spider-Man 4, a couple of. I think it was about a week ago now, or maybe a few weeks ago, and I never ended up talking about it on Lewis News because I didn't get time to cover it. But essentially, what happened is Sam Raimi was told to talk about Spider-Man 4, like what he would do with Spider-Man 4 now, and he said essentially, Sam Raimi came out and said that he would take elements from what happened in No Way Home, and he would take villains that would fit the arc of Tobey Maguire's character, and he would essentially put two and two together, and that's how we do Spider-Man 4. And I think this is really interesting because not only do we now have Sam Raimi's been talking about Spider-Man 4 for a long time, right? But now we have him talking about Spider-Man 4 after No Way Home, which is crucial because I think if the spark is to be there for the film, I think it has to be Sam Raimi, it has to be Tobey Maguire, it has to be Kirsten Dunst talking about the potential of Spider-Man 4. And from what Sam Raimi said, there is definitely potential for it to be made. So yeah, I thought it was really interesting that Sam Raimi has come out and said that. In terms of Marvel Spider-Man 2, as we know, E3 was cancelled, which is really a shame. Kraven the Hunter would be the best storyline villain. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, who do you guys think would be the best villain for Spider-Man 4? Let me know. Because obviously we have the original, which was Vulture. Vulture was meant to be the villain with Vultress, a.k.a. Felicia Hardy, a.k.a. Black Cat, whatever that character was going to be. There were rumours. Well, there weren't rumours. Mysterio was going to be in the film as well. We know Stiltman was going to be in the film at some point. In maybe a little montage. Scorpion was rumoured, Lizard was rumoured. Kraven would be a great pick. Yeah, Kraven would be a good modern pick for Spider-Man 4, I think. I think that's unanimously, I think people agree that would be a great pick. I would love to see Chameleon. Chameleon would be pretty cool for Spider-Man 4. Obviously, if Spider-Man 4 were to happen, if Sam Raimi was to make it, what do you think the story would be about? It's an interesting question. I made a few fan fictions over on LewisFiction, if you guys want to go check them out, on what Spider-Man 4 would be out of No Way Home. TASM 3, we'll get on to TASM 3 in just a moment. But Spider-Man 4, what do you think the story would be about? Do you think it would take place directly after Spider-Man 3, or do you reckon it would be after No Way Home, like Sam Raimi was suggesting with the story? For me personally, I think with Tobey Maguire's age and the cast's age, I think you'd have to do it after No Way Home. The greatest Spider-Man villain, the Wall. The Wall is such a meme. He's an absolute meme. Mayday would be in it for sure. Absolutely. I'd include Mayday Parker. I think it is such a good opportunity to do Mayday Parker, Annie Mae Parker, any of them from Renew Your Vows, because I think it's such a good story. You're tickling me. Get off. I think it's such a good story. I think it's such a good story. You're just trying to distract me. Don't
Sorry.
tickle me. Get off me. I think it's such a good story. I think it's a good opportunity to do that sort of story from the comics. This is a story, by the way, that many people are hoping happens in the 616 universe. Because don't even get me started on the Spider-Man comic books, okay? I really, really want this story to happen, like, really badly. You guys know I am absolutely furious with the comics at the moment. Like, it's absolutely unbelievable what they are doing to butcher our character. And I hope that one day we can get Annie Mae Parker or Mayday Parker in live action. It would be great. And I think Spider-Man 4 is the perfect opportunity for this. I know you guys are saying this too. Yeah, I stopped following the Spider-Man comics a while ago. One of my favorite YouTubers went to Comic-Con recently and met Sam Raimi. He asked Sam Raimi about Spider-Man 4. He said he might still be able to make it. Who was that? Which YouTuber is that? I might have seen them before. I might have watched their content before. It's very, very possible. But yeah, Sam Raimi has spoke about Spider-Man 4 many times, but he's now spoke about it after the release of No Way Home, which I think is the most interesting thing, because that means that potentially we are on the road to maybe to Spider-Man 4, because if Sony have to know that there is money in that film. I mean, come on, there has to be money in that film. His name is the Pop Culture Dude. I haven't heard of him, actually. I'll have to look him up, though. That's really interesting. Cool man, do you know what he said? Like, the direct quote, because this could be good to talk about. But anyway, in the meantime, let's talk about Marvel Spider-Man 2. So E3 was cancelled. There have been many rumors about a PlayStation showcase. We know there's a massive marketing push that Tony Todd told us about coming in August. But we know the game comes out in September, as leaked by an Insomniac employee as well. So all this information, when's the actual trailer coming? Because August is a little late to leave the final trailer, right? So I'm saying before June, because there have been rumors that a PlayStation showcase will happen around the time of when E3 was meant to take place. Those are the rumors, right? So if E3 is cancelled, then that means that the trailer is most likely going to come with the PlayStation Showcase. And the PlayStation Showcase is rumored to be around when E3 was, which is June. So I think my personal opinion is that the trailer will come in June. And I want to know what you guys will happen. So let's just read the chat here, because I just missed a few comments. Showcase in June. Yeah, so Ray's saying showcase will happen in June. Yeah, so the showcase is happening in June. So the trailer is going to come in June. So that's really, really interesting. And I want to know what you guys think, what you guys want from the trailer. Like, what do you guys want from the Marvel Spider-Man 2 trailer? What do you want to show? She's mocking me now. You're mocking me. Can you stop?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're talking about Spider-Man. Marketing push in August, giving the trends of PlayStation games recently. Yeah, so Tony Todd came out and said, who's the voice actor for Venom in the game, said that there is a massive marketing push coming in August. The tweet that was related to has now been deleted. So I definitely think the Insomniac told him to take it down. And I think it's very interesting. I'm not obviously. I know quite a bit about film marketing. I know about how films are marketed usually, but when it comes to games, I'm not privy to how marketing usually works for video games, because that's not kind of my field that I study and I talk about all the time, like I do about movies and stuff. So I don't really know much about marketing, but I know marketing something a month before it should come out isn't right, and that usually doesn't work. Or whenever something markets, you don't usually market a month before it comes out. But it turns out, according to Ray, says that multiple Sony games have done that with the recent trends. So from what Tony Todd put out, the tweet that he put out, it might make so much sense. PlayStation games usually get a huge push a month before the games come out. It'll be cool to see the black suit in the trailer, but then again, I wouldn't mind if the black suit reveal was in the save for the game. Well, this is the thing with Insomniac. So what do you want to see in the trailer? I personally don't want to see anything too big. But I think what's interesting about what It's Kane says there is that the symbiote reveal for Yo Thornton, what's going on? Hi man, are you okay? So It's Kane makes a really good point. The symbiote obviously will be Spider-Man will get the black suit at some point. Let's be honest, he will. Or Miles might get it. Who knows? They might spice it up. Miles might get the symbiote. Who knows? But I think it's interesting. I think it's really interesting that will they reveal it in the trailer? We know Insomniac likes to save stuff. Insomniac likes to save stuff for the game itself, like they did with Doc Ock in Spider-Man 1, because they marketed Mr. Negative out of the game. Can you stop? She's being really annoying. Oh god, I can't stream with you about. No, but yeah, so Mr. Negative was marketed as the villain for the game, but then Doc Ock was the actual villain, and we knew that there was an extra villain in the game, but we didn't know who it was. So the symbiote could have that kind of effect. It's now a 9-month or so wait for PC ports of Sony games. So what's happening with TASM 3? Okay, so let's talk about TASM 3. No, The Amazing Spider-Man 3 isn't coming, but we do have some updates. Can you stop being annoying? You stop being annoying. But yes, there are updates on TASM 3. Not updates as in like Sony are going to make it, but can you stop being? Oh god, we ain't gonna ever make it through. We ain't ever gonna make it through this stream. But yeah, okay. So TASM 3. Let's talk about TASM 3. So TASM 3 isn't confirmed, but like I spoke about with Spider-Man 4, there are more indications that this film might actually happen. When does True Intentions come out? True Intentions comes out 28th of April. This month. 28th of this month. So you guys, I'm going to talk about that in just a bit. I'm going to do a little section on it in the stream here. But anyway, let's talk about TASM 3. So like Spider-Man 4, it is on the radar. And I think Sony know this. So the reason why I talk about TASM 3 is because I saw a tweet the other day that kind of broke down how the Sonyverse is being left open to be connected to the TASMverse. And I thought it was really interesting because it broke down all of the references we've had to Spider-Man. It broke down all of the references it's had to the larger world, all the stuff from Morbius and Venom, and essentially I can't remember exactly what the tweet was, but the tweet said something along the lines of, the Sonyverse has made it so it isn't a part of the MCU, and it's made it very clear it isn't part of the Raimiverse, but there is no direct indication that it's not connected to the TASMverse. And I thought this was really interesting, and I'm thinking Sony are keeping from all of the rumors and all the leaks that we've had, Sony are keeping TASM 3 on the radar. They are. We've had leaks and rumors saying that they've had talks with Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield rejected them. So when I saw this tweet, I thought, you know what? Maybe they're not directly connecting it to the TASMverse like we initially thought they would, but they're keeping it open just in case TASM 3 is to happen. And maybe, just maybe, Andrew Garfield is the Sonyverse Spider-Man. And that's why they are so afraid to... That's why they're so afraid to basically show Spider-Man in the Sonyverse, because they want it to be Andrew Garfield, but they can't. And I thought this was really interesting, because I can't exactly remember all of the references that this tweet broke down, but it broke down pretty much everything and said, like, based off what we've got, this is here. And I think, likewise, with Spider-Man 4, with Sam Raimi talking about the film, and that substantial, just the idea that it could happen. It's like that and TASM 3. I think they are definitely on the radar. And those characters are still popular with the fans. I mean, those movies would make so much money, and I think Sony know this. Sony know this. They can cast a new actor to play Spider-Man. So yeah, so based off this tweet that I saw and based off what we've just talked about, who do you think the Sonyverse Spider-Man will be? Do you think it will be Andrew Garfield? Do you think it will be Tobey Maguire? Very slim chance, but could be. Do you think it'll be someone completely new? Do you think they'll somehow swindle Tom Holland from the MCU? I'm going to see if I can do a poll here, actually, because that would be quite cool. There's just filters. Doesn't matter. Oh, no. I almost quit the stream then. A soft rebooted TASMverse then. Yeah, so the idea is that Andrew Garfield comes in, is the Sonyverse Spider-Man, and then they do TASM 3, but it's kind of in this new world, right? TASM 2 still exists. The Events of No Way Home still exist. The TASMverse is still canon, but it's kind of like a new story, right? So it's not... Because the TASM 2 was a film that set up so much. The Sinister Six, Electro's return, Green Goblin coming back, The Gentleman, everything in TASM 2. Yeah, so that's... Oh, thank you, It's Kane, for becoming a member. Welcome to the members club. It's Kane. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Welcome to the members club. Do appreciate that. If you want to become a member, you can join now. This can only work if Sony gets rid of Avi Arad. Avi Arad would be a key player, unfortunately, which is why it would suck. I wish the Venom 3 rumor is true about the young Peter Parker, because then they can have Peter grow up in the Sonyverse while Tom does his thing in the MCU till he dies. Yeah, so this is another thing I also wanted to talk about in relation to the Sonyverse, is the Venom 3 plot rumor. If you guys haven't seen that and you don't know what that is, it's completely crazy. We talked about it on stream a couple of weeks ago, but essentially it is a direct sequel to Madam Web and will deal with the events of a young Peter Parker basically being looked after by Venom. And it's this whole thing, and it's crazy, right? But obviously it's only a leak and a rumor, so... You know, we can't really look too much into it, but that is the rumor. I hope it's Andrew. I love him as Spider-Man. He gives me Ultimate Spider-Man vibes. Me too. What if Venom and Morbius are from the Spider-Man PS5 universe, because the Daily Bugle was the same? I doubt that, but there is a chance. There is a chance. If Mark Webb doesn't return for TASM 3, then Sony should let Phil Lord and Chris Miller in charge. That actually is a very good idea. Okay, another question here for you guys, and another kind of thought. If Mark Webb doesn't direct TASM 3, if TASM 3 does happen, if Mark Webb doesn't direct it, who would you get to direct it? I think Phil Lord and Chris Miller is a massive shout. You're welcome, my dude. It was meant to become a long while ago. Yeah, well, thank you, It's Kane. I do appreciate that. Obviously, with the perks now, you get all videos early, so that's really cool. Unfortunately, for those members, if members are watching, because I know Ravenous Puncher 24 breaks usually in the live streams, but they're not at the moment because we're probably streaming a little bit too early. Earlier on a Friday than usual, but essentially the Saturday video this week won't actually come out early, only because I'm away in York at the moment, and it will have to come out on the day. But obviously the following week videos will return to early release, as they have been for the last couple of months, so that's cool. James Cameron, that sounds like an interesting Venom 3 plot. Not sure how it would play out. Yeah, I don't know either, but obviously Madam Web is the film that deals with the Spider-Women coming together to protect Mary Parker from dying from Ezekiel Sims, who is trying to kill her because obviously Peter Parker is, she's pregnant with Peter Parker. James Cameron, Lord Miller, TASM. For TASM, Phil Lord and Chris Miller should be creative. The creatives of the Sonyverse, like James Gunn with DC and Dave Filoni with the Star Wars and the Mandoverse. Absolutely, Ray, I could not agree more. That is, to be honest, Ray, I think that's probably the one thing we're going to agree on the absolute most in all of life. I think... She's pulling funny faces again. Funny faces. Yeah, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, I think Phil Lord and Chris Miller should be the creatives behind the Sonyverse, because just look what they've done. Just look what they've done with the Spider-Verse movies. Across the Spider-Verse looks great. Beyond the Spider-Verse will probably be really good. Into the Spider-Verse is really cool as well. Obviously, they are going to be in charge of the Silk TV show. They're going to be in charge of the Spider-Man Noir TV show. So it kind of looks like the TV show side of Sony, and it looks like the TV universe and all that kind of stuff. They are basically taking over there as well. So hopefully, following in the direction that Star Wars took with Dave Filoni and the MCU is taken with Kevin Feige and DC is taking with James Gunn, then hopefully Sony can introduce Phil Lord and Chris Miller to be the creators. Stop it. Stop making me laugh. Stop making me laugh. They can become the creatives behind the Sonyverse. Phil Lord and Chris Miller saved Spider-Verse from Avi Arad. I don't think Avi Arad was really involved in Spider-Verse as much as we think he was. What about the Marvel Spider-Man 2 multiverse rumors? Okay, let's talk about them. James Cameron wanted to do Spider-Man at first with Leo DiCaprio. Yeah, he did. That would have been a weird movie, by the way. Hi, Lewis, what's going on? Did I miss anything? No, not really. We were just talking about what Sam Raimi said about Spider-Man 4 after No Way Home. He came out and talked about it. We just talked about some stuff regarding TASM 3 in the Sonyverse and also Marvel Spider-Man 2 in the trailer, which looks like it's coming in June, which is basically locked in, and I wanted to bring you guys that news as well. But let's talk about this from Derek, who says, what about the Marvel Spider-Man 2 multiverse rumors? So I posted a video on Lewis News, was it yesterday or the day before, about this, and what do you guys think? What do you guys think? People forget Avi Arad was involved with Spider-Man 2. Yeah, Avi Arad has been involved in Spider-Man for years, ever since Spider-Man 1. So, you know, he's always been there in some capacity in the background at Sony. He was there. He was involved in the 90s show as well, which people love. So Avi Arad is had a decent track record with Spider-Man. It's just that, obviously, we know he is greedy when it comes to... But anyway, let's talk about the multiverse rumors. So... apparently, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to be taking a page out of Ratchet and Clank's book, and it's going to be doing the world hopping, the rift jumping, is it called? I haven't played those games as much as probably you guys have. But essentially, they're going to be doing some multiverse stuff. What that means, who knows? But if Marvel Spider-Man 2 is about the multiverse, are you guys... you know, are you excited? Do you think that's bad? Let me know your thoughts, because that is... I don't believe the multiverse rumors, although it would be a good way to get people to upgrade from the PS4. Would be cool. Lewis, you haven't played those games at all. I have played one of them. I played... when I bought my PS4, it came with Ratchet and Clank for free. I don't know which one. It came with one of the Ratchet and Clanks. So I have played one of those games. I didn't play all the way through it, but I played one of them. But no, I've never played this series. I've played one of them, though. I'm an Xbox player. I am mainly an Xbox player. But recently, I'm more a PS4 player, really. I played the story-based games on PS4. Xbox, I kind of just play sports games nowadays. Will Marvel Spider-Man 2 explain why Spider-Man is in Across the Spider-Verse? If it deals with the multiverse, then probably, yeah. But if there'll be some kind of reference, I guess, right? But if it's not, then probably not. And if so, then it might be like a little, like, I don't know. I'd rather it just be a regular story. The multiverse concept just doesn't fit very well with what we've seen so far for Marvel Spider-Man 2. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the chat up at the same time. I just leave the multiverse stuff to Spider-Verse. Yeah, I'd agree. Well, this is what I think is mad, and I said this in the news video as well, right? Just hear me out here, guys. I want you guys to think about this for a second. If Marvel Spider-Man 2 is the multiverse, right? Marvel Spider-Man 2 is the multiverse. Every single main franchise that deals with Spider-Man is the multiverse. No Way Home did the multiverse, right? So the MCU is done that / doing that. The Spider-Verse movies are literally Spider-Verse, it's a multiverse. Marvel Spider-Man, the video game series that deals with Spider-Man, is now going to be the multiverse. That's the main 3 franchises with Spider-Man. And yes, you could count the comics and say, well, the comics aren't the multiverse at the moment, but the comics are crap, right? You don't talk about the comics. The main 3 franchises for Spider-Man are all the multiverse, if the multiverse rumors are true. I think that's crazy. That's absolutely mental. It's mental. And don't say, oh, the Sonyverse. No, they don't include Spider-Man, so that doesn't count. Multiverse was always a Lord Spider-Man. I don't know why it would be bad. Because every single Spider-Man, like, Multiverse Fatigue is happening so much now. It's unbelievable. Because before, it was kind of like, oh yeah, the multiverse was cool, and I think it peaked with No Way Home. The MCU is now milking the multiverse. The Flash is the multiverse, so DC are doing it as well. I think DC will do it a little bit differently, though. I'm excited for the Flash, because I think they might be doing stuff, because it's based sort of around Flashpoint, right? So, I'm excited for that. But, once again, Ultimate Spider-Man could show up in the multiverse. Comics are multiverse right now too, because the end of the Spider... Oh yeah, the end of Spider-Verse as well. I haven't been reading that one though, but the main line, the main series with Zeb Wells isn't, but yeah, end of Spider-Verse is still happening, so... imagine though if it's multiverse and they're building to one big thing with every Spider-Man ever. I mean, to be fair, right, if they do that, if they have the absolute bollocks to do that, then yeah, that would be absolutely phenomenal. And I would be all for it. It'd have to be a massive endgame type movie, right? I'd be so down. I would. But as long as after that, they just don't do multiverse and they just keep them to their own stories, then I'd be happy. But good and bad. Spider-Man 2 needs to be grounded story, but maybe save it for Spider-Man 3. I just think, why can't people have them stay in their universes? Yeah, exactly. I just think they should just stay in their own universes at the moment. The multiverse could thrive for decades. The concept of the multiverse could thrive for so many years, right? I'm going to put this out there right now. I'd be happy sitting here in 20, 30 years' time watching a multiverse movie about Spider-Man and stuff like that. I would be happy with that. But it's becoming everything, which is the problem. If you had a couple of solo movies, a trilogy here and there about a character, very, no multiverse, no grand stuff, just very grounded, a grounded plot, grounded story, grounded characters. Then there's a multiverse here and there, they cross them over, yeah, whatever, right? That's cool, but it's every single thing. We have a whole trilogy dedicated to the multiverse of Spider-Man, which is fine because the Spider-Verse movies are great. They're great, but it's not just the Spider-Verse movies that are doing it. The MCU is doing it. No Way Home did it. Marvel Spider-Man 2 might be doing it as well. Just, multiverse concept is lazy and lame. Exactly, and they're doing it for everything. It's because they know people will watch it. They're like, oh, the chance to see our favorite heroes connect, and that's great. That's great every once in a while, which is why I said, if it turns out the multiverse is still going in 30 years, that's great, that's fine. As long as it's not every single damn movie that they do the multiverse. It's like, it's getting tiring now. It's getting tiring. I wanted Marvel Spider-Man 2 was my scapegoat from the multiverse. That's what it was. I was looking forward to Marvel Spider-Man 2 the most out of most things in the next couple of years, because I was like, you know what? We have Spider-Verse. The Spider-Verse movies are great. The multiverse, they're big events. But Marvel Spider-Man 2 was like, we should get a personal story for Peter and Miles just doing their thing in New York as Spider-Man, battling Venom, battling Lizard, Kraven, whoever the villains are going to be, and it's going to be great. Right? But you know what I mean? Like, now it might be a multiverse, and if the story's good, fine. But like Ray said, the concept is what upsets me, because it's being overused. It's being overused. Anyway, that's my multiverse rant over. So yeah, back then we had Turtles Forever. Toby and Andrew might also reunite with Tom and Peter in Secret Wars, and that's fine, right? Because that's Secret Wars. That's Secret Wars. That movie is literally meant to be fan service, the movie. If they show up, whatever. You know what I mean? In fact, it's, with Secret Wars, I kind of wish less MCU projects were about the multiverse, just so when we got to Secret Wars, it was more special. But then again, I guess you have to build up the multiverse, and you have to build up Kang and all that. Lewis, this would have been the best time to bring back the SpiderVerse Saga. I am bringing back the SpiderVerse Saga. I'm already bringing it back, baby. I'm already bringing it back. I'm already bringing back the SpiderVerse Saga. I'm already bringing it back. I'm re-uploading the SpiderVerse Saga on LewisFiction at the moment. If you guys don't know what the SpiderVerse Saga is, it was a series that I did a few years ago where it led to a massive Spider-Verse crossover event between Tobey, Andrew, and Miles Morales. Essentially, Miles Morales of the Spectacular Spider-Man universe. So now I'm re-uploading the SpiderVerse Saga on LewisFiction every single Monday as like a retro kind of day for fan fictions. And then after I've done that, I most likely will be rebooting it as well. So you guys can do another, because obviously I have to wait until the Spectacular Spider-Man series is over on LewisFiction to do the Spider-Verse Saga again, because the Spider-Verse Saga started with Spectacular Spider-Man. So I want to do that again on LewisFiction, but obviously the Spectacular Spider-Man is still happening, and we're only getting towards midway through season 4 now, so I have to wait till the end of season 5 till I can start the Spider-Verse Saga properly. So I'm re-uploading the old one, and then I will be doing the new one. So there is going to be another Spider-Verse Saga, and it's coming, don't worry. It is coming. It's going to be mental. It's going to be big. It's going to be bigger than the last one, that's for sure. That's for sure. The reason why the original trilogy and TASM 1 were memorable was because of the producer, Laura Ziskin. It was because of her and her husband, the screenwriter, Alvin Sargent, that the movies had depth. Alvin Sargent is great. Alvin Sargent... I was saying this. I was doing a watch-along to Spider-Man 2 the other day. By the way, I bought Spider-Man 2 today. Let me just show you guys.
£2 in the charity.
For £2 in a charity shop. I saw it, and I actually... Fun fact, I don't actually have a copy of Spider-Man 2, the DVD. I now do. So, yeah. Spider-Man 2, there you go. My nephew just saw Carradine die, and he hugged me when May hugged Peter. Oh, that's so cute. Anyway, yeah, so I was watching Spider-Man 2 the other day. I was doing a watch-along. So for the members will be getting that video soon. But essentially, I said two of the most underrated players in the Raimi trilogy, especially Spider-Man 2, are Alvin Sargent and Nick Pope. Not Nick Pope. Nick Pope's the... Oh, Nick Pope's the footballer. Nick Pope's a footballer. No, not Nick Pope. No. I said Nick Pope. Bill, not Nick. Bill. Bill Pope, not Nick Pope. Bill Pope. I said Nick Pope. Nick Pope's a footballer. What am I doing? Bill Pope. Bill Pope and Alvin Sargent are two of the most instrumental players in those movies. And I think they go extremely untalked about. Because people say Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi, yada. Nah, people, Alvin Sargent and Nick Pope. No, not Nick Pope. Bill Pope. Bill Pope, Lewis. Bill Pope. Anyway. TASM 1's underrated. Yeah, anyway, so what were we talking about? Anyway, if I hear Josh Keaton's voice in Across the Spider-Verse, I will cry. Speaking of Spectacular Spider-Man, I'm excited to see him again in Across the Spider-Verse, even if it's a short cameo. Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see him. Anyway, I bought this pop yesterday, or what does it say? I think it was today. Of Spider-Man No Way Home. Electro, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I got the Electro from No Way Home, which is cool. Laura Ziskin was the only one capable to save this movie from Avi Arad. I don't think you like Avi Arad, Kyle. Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man better than Tom and Garfield. A lot of people prefer Tobey Maguire. But anyway, yeah, so that is pretty much the news. Sam Raimi talking, if you weren't here at the start of the stream, Sam Raimi talking about Spider-Man 4 after No Way Home, saying if he was to do it, he'd have to take elements from No Way Home, and he would basically parallel the villain's arc with Tobey, and like he did in the last 3 films. Marvel Spider-Man 2, obviously the trailer is definitely coming in June, which is cool. I'd love to see all the cartoon Spider-Men in Across/Beyond the Spider-Verse. I think we will. There are definitely some Spider-Men that they aren't revealing to us yet. Your forehead is massive, says Ray. Thank you. Thank you. Look at that giant forehead. Oh my god. Tobey Maguire reminds me of Peter from the 90s animated show. I think that's a general consensus, right? Tobey is the 90s... When we compare the live action and animated Spider-Man, Tobey is the 90s one. It's Andrew is Ultimate Spider-Man and Tom is Spectacular, right? That's usually the way people do it. Or is it Tom is Ultimate and then Andrew is Spectacular? I think people say it that way as well. But yeah. So... No, Tom is definitely Ultimate because of the Avengers involvement. Yeah, Tom's definitely Ultimate. 60s Spider-Man, what do you think about it? I haven't watched it in a very long time. I need to do a rewatch because I did that review on MTV Spider-Man. I need to do one on all the different shows. Tom Holland did Marvel Spider-Man 2017. Don't stoop him that low. Actually, to be fair, I enjoy the Marvel Spider-Man cartoon. I think it's really underrated. The name of Beyond the Spider-Verse makes me think it will end with Miles as the Spidey of the Sonyverse. Possibly. Remember Lewis's original Spider-Man fanfiction starring Asa Butterfield? I wish it would come back. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was going to bring that back, actually, and I never actually did. But if you are subscribed to Lewis Fiction, I will be doing a original Spider-Man cartoon thing soon. Don't expect it very soon. Expect it, obviously, in months' time, but I will be doing my own kind of, like, what if I did a Spider-Man cartoon. And I'm not going to do it in episodes. I'm going to do it in seasons, just so you guys can get the full story in one video. And the videos will be longer, so it'll be like 20, 30 minutes long videos breaking down the episodes instead of just me doing like 8-minute episodes and then doing the whole season. It'll be like a whole thing. Tobey Maguire, 90s Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield is spectacular. Tom Holland's Ultimate Spider-Man says back and cool. I quit the Spider-Man 2017 right after Spider Island arc. I was done after that. I think I stopped watching just before Spider Island. I didn't get that far, I don't think. But I did enjoy it. Or did I? No, I did see Spider Island. Because I saw past Superior Spider-Man, the Superior Spider-Man arc. Sounds really cool. Yeah, so I will be doing that. Anyway, I'm going to head off now. So that's all we've really got to talk about today. How does Peter pee within his suit? I think that's not one of those questions that you need answering in a Spider-Man thing, really, right? But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, I got the Electro Pop, by the way. I think it's really cool. It's really cool. It's really cool. Those are the different ones you can get. I also bought off Amazon the other day, Toby, Andrew, and Tom. Those ones at the top. So I will show you guys those next week in next week's live stream. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to head off now. I missed the news. What happened? Oh, no. We were just talking about how Sam Raimi's talking about Spider-Man 4, and we talked about a bunch of stuff with Tasman 3 and rumours about how it can fit into the Sonyverse and all that, and Marvel Spider-Man 2 trailer coming June. There you go. I summarised the whole stream in just 5 seconds. Basically, nothing will come out. Yes, basically nothing will come out. You know, Marvel Spider-Man 2's cancelled. Tasman 3's never coming out. Sam Raimi says Spider-Man 4 is a fever dream. That's it. No. Marvel Spider-Man 2 trailer coming very soon. Expect it in June. Spider-Man 4, Sam Raimi. We can get our hopes up with Sam Raimi talking about the film, which is great, after No Way Home. And Tasman 3, yeah, we were just talking about how it can fit into the Sonyverse. So that's cool. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit. I don't even know how to end the stream. I've never streamed on my phone before. How do I do this? Guys, someone tell me. I found it. Right. See you in a bit, guys. Take care. And peace.